first 2 days of playing basketball are over, and we already got a lot to talk about. So let's get right into it. I considered making a video yesterday, and I was gonna record one, but then I was like, I'm gonna have a lot to do on Wednesday, so I didn't really think I'd have time to edit it. And looking back, I did not have time to edit it. It probably would have come out late at night, if anything. But yeah, we had the Lakers beat the Pelicans, the Kings destroyed the Warriors, the Sixers beat the Heat, and the Bulls beat the Hawks. 75% of my predictions were right. My East predictions are completely perfect so far. My West predictions, a little off, but I guess we should just get right into each game. The games I paid attention to the most, because I was very busy today, or I guess yesterday, because it's 3 a.m., but I was very busy Wednesday, so I didn't have much time to watch the Eastern Conference games, but I definitely had a lot of time to watch the Western Conference games. On Tuesday, we had Lakers versus Pelicans, first of all. From the start, I was rooting for, I guess, the Pelicans, but I had a feeling the Lakers were going to win. I predicted them winning, and they came out strong. LeBron was in playing mode. AD was cooking. D'Lo was cooking. Reeves was cooking. The team was overall playing great basketball. Their defense was amazing. Their offense was a little weird, to be honest, because at some points the offense was good. They were moving the ball. They were running sets. They were just doing everything right. But then at a certain point in the third quarter, they were up, and they started just getting the ball to LeBron, switching him onto a smaller defender, and letting him ISO every single play. And I was like, okay, sometimes it would work because LeBron is big and he can get to the post at will. He can get that little mid-range fadeaway, and it works. But they would end up wasting 20 seconds of the shot clock just running LeBron ISO. And that kind of confused me. I didn't think that would have been the best thing for them to do. And we saw that because the Pelicans had a crazy comeback. I mean, they were down by 16 points at most, 18 points at most. And they brought it back to the tie game. Zion dropped 40 on, oh my goodness. Zion, that was actually heartbreaking. He had 40. He was cooking. He was getting to the basket every single time. AD was in the post, and he was guarding him. And he still couldn't stop Zion 100%. Then just barely a little tweak in the knee, and he's out for the rest of the game. And it's so sad because Zion was having such a great season. He was staying healthy. For one of the first years in his career, he was almost completely healthy all year. He was playing amazing at near all-star level. He was doing so good, and he had 40 in this game. And they were coming back from being down. They had a chance to actually win this game. And you could see when Zion was walking to the tunnel, he was mad. He was so mad that he was injured and he couldn't play the rest of this game because he understood he could have won this game. They had all the momentum. Zion was playing at his best. Jose Alvarado, I'll get more on him later, but he was doing amazing. The whole team was doing so good, and then Zion injured and the rest of the team fell apart, and it was bad. And it did suck. It's injuries, man. The injuries really are a problem. I don't know how, because of course there's guys like LeBron who spend money, probably $1 million, maybe millions of money on their body to make sure they're in the best shape every year. And if other players can do that, like what LeBron's doing, because LeBron's one of the most athletic players we've ever seen, and he still has remained almost injury-free in his entire career, aside from just recently having a few ankle issues. But still, he's been really good for when it comes to injuries. And I just wish that Zion had that. Man, it sucks. I don't think he's going to be back for the next playing game either against the Kings, because I heard from reports that he would be out for that game as well, which is also bad for the Pelicans. Can they still pull out the win? I guess we'll see. Because the Pelicans supporting cast was really good in this game as well. Jose Alvarado, of course, he went viral years ago for, first of all, the Grand Theft, they called him Grand Theft Alvarado, because that little thing where he'd wait on the side when the other team was inbounding and then steal from behind. and he got really famous for that. And when he was doing all that, he was a likable guy in NBA fandom, and this whole team became likable because this underdog team. I remember 2021, I think it was, when they went against the Suns in the first. No. It was 2022. They went against the Suns in the first round, and they took 2 games off of them. And people were like, the Pelicans are actually doing things without Zion. And it was Jose Alvarado, it was Brandon Ingram, it was Jonas Valanciunas, and the team that's there, the supporting cast of the Pelicans, the defense they played in that third and fourth quarter was so good. And it's just little mistakes, like this one Jose Alvarado turnover where he was driving to the basket and he tried to kick it to the corner, where Trey Murphy, who had an amazing game, by the way, he was hitting shots from like 5 feet behind the line. Absolutely amazing. But Trey Murphy, he tried to pass it to him and it got stolen. And he could have went up with it, but he saw Trey Murphy, who's also one of the best shooters in the NBA on this team, whatever you want to say, but really good shooter, in the corner, wide open. Of course you want to make that pass, but D'Angelo Russell was like right there in that passing lane. So it was so tough. That was one of the points in the game where it was like almost tied game in the last few minutes, and it kind of, you could see how that might have turned the tide of the game, and also how just Zion's injury, that's what really turned the tide of the game, because after that they lost all momentum. Brandon Ingram was on a minutes restriction, so he wasn't able to play at the very crucial moments for this team, and they were running a lineup of like Jose Alvarado, who was also dealing with some injuries. He tweaked his like ankle or his knee like twice by landing wrong and stuff. It was bad, but Jose Alvarado, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, CJ, and Larry Nance was like the lineup they were running at the end, because they had to have a versatile offensive and defensive lineup, so they couldn't really keep Valanciunas in, Ingram on a minutes restriction, and Zion injured. So CJ was really the guy they were looking to for some offensive production because their other best players are out. And CJ was not good. I can pull up the stats just to see exactly how bad he was, but it was not a good game for him. It was not a very good game for CJ McCollum. 4 for 15 from the field, 1 for 9 from 3, 9 points, -17 plus minus. And Brandon Ingram wasn't very good either. Valanciunas, really the lineup, because if I'm looking at the plus minus here, the lineup that did best for them was Zion, Herb Jones, Larry Nance Jr., Jose Alvarado, and Trey Murphy. Those 5 were amazing. And of course, Dyson Daniels got some minutes as well. He wasn't bad, but his minutes were really just to play when Jose Alvarado was off the court, and a little bit early in the game I didn't watch much, but I really paid attention when it got to like the third quarter and the fourth quarter, because the first 2 quarters I wasn't there. I wasn't like right there to pay attention. But yeah, honestly though, from the Pelicans standpoint, you're not exactly completely 100% mad that you lost this game, because Zion was amazing, and even though it is really bad that he got injured, but this is a really good game to see from Zion. Brandon Ingram wasn't even there 100% because he just came up from an injury, and you guys still put up a fight against the Lakers, who had an overall just well-rounded game. AD, 20, 15, and 3 blocks. LeBron with ridiculous stat line, 23, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. And every single time he did anything on the court, you hear, he's almost 40. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, it was a very good game. Both teams competed. Both teams played amazing. Especially, I'm impressed with the Pelicans, the fight they put up. And from the Pelicans' point of view, you're not even mad that you lost this game, like I said before, because if you won, you're facing the Nuggets in the first round. And would you rather face the Nuggets in the first round or the Thunder in the first round? I've said this over and over again. Both teams are great teams, obviously. But when it comes to a playoff series, do you want to face the reigning champions or the young 1 seed, who for most of them is their first playoff series in NBA, or in their career? I'm just saying. From that standpoint, I would rather face the Thunder, to be honest. Especially from the Pelicans. A Thunder versus Pelicans series is definitely a lot closer, in my opinion, than a Thunder versus Nuggets series. But yeah, regardless, they're still going to face, of course, one of the best teams in the NBA. But you would much rather face the Thunder in this situation. At least that's what I think. But now they have to face the winner of the Warriors versus Kings game, which was also, it was something. I mean, as I watched this one from start to finish, and I mean, I wasn't paying attention 100% because I was also doing homework, but honestly, the biggest thing is the Kings defense, because the Kings held the Warriors to 94 points. They didn't let them score 100 points. And Klay Thompson, 0 for 10, 0 for 6 from 3. 0 points. 0 points for Klay Thompson. Curry, he had 22, but he has 6 turnovers. And I mean, Kuminga wasn't bad. Kuminga was actually pretty solid. Moses Moody had a good game. But the main core of this team did not play at their best. And the Warriors, because this game has a lot higher stakes. The other game, you just have to, you go into another game. If you lose, you go to another game and you have to win that. And I mean, so you get another second chance. But this one, you lose, you're out. And the Warriors have been eliminated from playoff contention. They have no more chances. And looking back at the season as a Warriors fan, you gotta wonder, what was the direction? I mean, of course it was to win a championship. But you don't really have an excuse for not doing it. You guys were basically healthy for most of the season. I think did you miss Curry for some time? It was the only time you really missed anybody was when you missed Draymond for like the suspension stuff, but that's Draymond's fault. So you can't really say that's like something out of your control completely. This team should have been better. They could have been better, but they weren't. Their defense is Draymond Green. Draymond Green on the defense side of the ball is still amazing. We can see the impact that he makes every single time he goes on the floor. Their offense is Steph Curry, Klay Thompson when he's hot, and then it's kind of iffy from there because you have a bunch of guys who can be good, but a bunch of guys where it's like, you don't know. I'm impressed with AirPods, or Podziemski, whatever you want to call him, but I'm impressed with him. Over the season, he's been great. He only had 5 points this game, but he had 8 rebounds? That's impressive. But yeah, he's had an amazing season. Moses Moody had a great game today, and Kuminga has had a bunch of growth over the year. So overall, I guess it's not a complete loss for the Warriors, as their young players did progress. Trayce Jackson-Davis as well, I didn't mention, but it wasn't a great season. Andrew Wiggins regressed from the past years where he was an all-star because he wasn't really one of the best players in the NBA that year, but he was an all-star. So Curry and Klay are getting older, so, it's kind of rough for them. But let's not talk about this from the Warriors standpoint. Everybody's going to talk about this from the Warriors standpoint. The end of the era, whatever type stuff. The Kings is what I want to talk about. Keegan Murray was amazing. The offense for the Kings is you always know is going to be good. Of course, this season and in history, or not really in history, but like recent history, I guess, when they were good last year, the defense was subpar. And then they brought in Keon Ellis, and Keon Ellis has been amazing. I saw the impact he made defensively and offensively this game because he played 39 minutes, 3 steals, 3 blocks. He had still 15 points, 3 threes. He was playing really good out there. So he could be a legit piece for the Kings in the future if they ever want to actually make a run. Because they already have 2 stars, De'Aaron and Demonis. They got Keegan Murray, who's getting better, who's doing amazing. Keegan Murray, I love him. Keegan Murray's really good. I wanted him on the Raptors, to be honest, but they didn't trade him. So, but Keon Ellis is looking very good for the future. Harrison Barnes, pretty good, but that's not really a contender piece. But you know what I mean. This team is good, and they were the 3 seed last year. The reason they weren't the 3 seed this year was because they didn't have the same perfect season they had last year. Kevin Huerter was injured. They had some other stuff going on, and overall, I didn't expect them to be as good as they were last year, but I'm impressed with how they played today, especially against the Warriors team that they lost to last season. They had to get their get back, and they did. So I'm proud of them for that. Great job. And we'll see if they can get a win against the Pelicans. I mean, considering Zion's going to be out, it should be in the realm of possibility. it's gonna be a good game regardless, at least I think. But we'll see what happens. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be very interesting. But if CJ doesn't come to play, I can't lie, I might just take, because I originally took the Pelicans to make the A seed. But if CJ doesn't come to play, if Ingram's still on a minutes restriction, and if Zion's still out, he is still out. But like, you know what I mean? It's not looking good for the Pelicans. The Kings might just take it and face the Thunder in the first round. So we'll see what happens. But it's so tough to see Zion injured. That really did suck. We can move on to the Eastern Conference games. It's already been almost 20 minutes. But I'm not going to talk too long about the Eastern Conference games because I didn't watch as much of them. Like, I still watched a bit of them. Oh my goodness. I did not know Kobe White dropped 40. I did not know Kobe White dropped 40. Let me talk about the Heat vs. Sixers game first. My predictions for both of these are right. This was an extremely low-scoring game for Heat versus Sixers. I remember I actually started watching around like the third quarter. Halfway through the third quarter, both teams are like barely crossing 50. Yeah, it was a very low-scoring game. And we know with the team like the Heat that's defensively like that, they're going to be trying to stop. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Their defense is top tier. And that's just Heat culture. Their offense is, but you know what I'm saying? They're still gonna be that playoff team. That's why they're such a good playoff team, because their defense is so good. Let me talk about what I saw. Because from what I saw, the little bit that I saw, Nicholas Batum on the Sixers side played amazing. He was hitting threes. He hit some clutch shots, had some really good defensive plays. Embiid, apparently he wasn't doing so good in the first few minutes, but then he heated up at the end and clutched up to get them the win. And Jaime Jaquez was actually pretty impressive. I did watch that part of the game. I saw him get a clutch dunk near the end of the game. But it was the Heat fought to the very end. It was a 1-point game, but it wasn't like they had a 4-point lead with 10 seconds left, 15 seconds left. So it was like a last minute shot that brought the Heat within one. And there's that little tip in where Maxey and Embiid dropped in and went out of bounds with like 0.0001 seconds left, like barely. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. At the end of the day, Jimmy Butler 5 for 18, my goodness, and hero 9 for 27, 4 for 14. Looking at the box score alone, it does not look like these guys had a very good game. And Bam with 10 and 12, still not a great scoring game. See, the defense is always going to be there for the Heat. The offense, a little wishy-washy. You never know what's going to happen. But Terry Rozier was not there. Josh Richardson was not there. So you could look at those absences and say, oh, they lost the game because they didn't have these guys, and that makes sense. But yeah, I predicted that the Sixers would win this from the start. Embiid had a great game. Maxey had a great game. Nicholas Batum, as I said before, cooked. And yeah, the Sixers are gonna face the Knicks, which is gonna be a great playoff series. The Knicks were 3-1 against the Sixers in the season, and they played really well against them. But to be fair, let me check, because now I'm actually curious. The one game Sixers got blown out, no Embiid. One game the Sixers won by 6, no Embiid. The next game, Sixers lost again, no Embiid. And another game, Sixers lost again, no Embiid. So, Embiid might have been there for that game. But regardless, this is going to be a good series, I think, because these teams are both very good. And of course, the Sixers have a lot more playoff experience than the Knicks. But the Knicks have made the playoffs and they have made the second round. So I think it's definitely going to be an interesting series. I think it could definitely go either way. Obviously, the Knicks are the 2 seed, so you think that they're going to be favored, obviously. But it could go either way. I'm going to talk more about it in my playoff prediction video. But yeah, when it comes to the rest of the play-in, I still think the Heat are gonna cook the Bulls. I did not talk about the Bulls versus Hawks game at all because honestly, I thought it'd be irrelevant, and it kind of is. Trae Young had, oh dear, I'm looking at plus minus, and I see a minus 27 for Trae Young. For this in 6 turnovers, 22 points, 10 assists, 6 turnovers, 4 for 12 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3, which isn't horrible efficiency, but not good. Yeah, that's not good actually. 33%. And then negative 27. I mean, DeJounte had negative 6. I mean, plus minus can be a very skewed stat. The only one who had a positive plus minus was Garrison Matthews and Bogdan Bogdanovic. Yeah, it wasn't a very good game for the Hawks. I didn't predict them winning this game at all. DeJounte played 46 minutes. He tried 37-6 and 2 steals. Honestly, this duo needs to be split up. I think the Hawks deserve a full-length video for me to truly go over all the problems they've had and reasons why they suck. But they let Coby White drop 42 on them. To be fair to Coby White, he has been amazing recently, but they let Coby White drop 42 on them. For looking just some base stats, the Hawks shot 45% from the field, the Bulls shot 56%. The Hawks shot 29% from 3, the Bulls shot 42%. The free throw percentage is nearly the same, but the Hawks shot double the free throws and made double the free throws the Bulls did, and still lost. That really says something. And Patrick Williams was out. I mean, Patrick Williams isn't amazing, but Patrick Williams was out. It was DeMar, Vucevic, Coby White, I would assume played really well, which is actually pretty interesting. But the Bulls are gonna go to Miami and face against them. And honestly, if the Bulls defeated the Miami Heat, that would be hilarious. But I think that it's about time that Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy if you want to call him, locks in. There was a clip of him limping off the court as he walked through the tunnel. So if he is injured, that might change things a bit. You never know. If Jimmy Butler gets injured, this might actually be a more interesting game than I realized. But if I had to pick right now, I'm still taking the Heat. If I did have the opportunity to change my predictions, I might change my prediction for the Pelicans game. If Zion is out, I might just take the Kings, because if Ingram's still under minute restriction and CJ plays the same way he did in against LA, it's not looking good. But we'll see, man. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, the Hawks need to make changes. The Warriors, I wouldn't really say make changes, because, I mean, they should, but then again, it's like, this core is getting older, and some part of you might just want to like ride it out and just let them enjoy their last few years. And of course you do want to contend because you have Steph Curry, but at the same time, Steph Curry is also getting older. He's about to be like 37 this year, which is unreal. He's 36, right? Wait, no way. That doesn't sound real. He's 36. Oh no, but he just turned 36. So next season end of next season he'll be 37, which is so unreal. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I've been recording this video for almost 30 minutes. Thank you guys for watching. I'm not gonna talk any more longer. Basically, if you have anything to take anything from this video, my predictions are right, and my predictions are right. I don't know. Coby White impressed me. 42 points. Good job. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you made it to the end of the video, especially, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. And I hope you have a nice day. See you guys next time. Next time you'll see me, it will probably be playoff basketball, because I don't think I'm gonna upload a video, or like I'm not gonna upload one right after Friday. I'll probably be talking about like all the game ones after Sunday. So, oh wait, no, playoff predictions. Oh no, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that soon. My playoff predictions might come out after the game one, or after the game ones. It might come out on Sunday, but we'll see. For now though, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys. Bye.